This arc is inspired by the Warhammer 40k universe and contains elements of xenophobia, violence, and discrimination.
Welcome, Imperial servants, to this week's astropathic transmission of Power Word Crit. I am your storyteller, David, and with me are our mostly fanatical players.
I'm Kayla, and I'm playing Sister Ardent.
I'm Ander, and I am playing Sorja Levermanus, Raging Engineer.
I'm Ashlyn, and I am playing Sam.
I'm Corin, and I'm playing Gregorius Shostako.
Excellent. Who remembers what was happening?
We went on an adventure.
We got a truck.
Got a
very
joyride.
fast truck.
It was nice.
We got a fast car.
And we
fast enough to get us out of this place.
Crashed it good.
You crashed it good. Right into what?
The Spam Factory.
And SPAM stands for?
Definitely not American processed meat.
Special processed all-purpose meat.
Oh,
That's right.
that.
Inside the Spam Factory, our destructive kill team found mutants. And with surpassing mercy, they decided not to execute these abominations and crimes against humanity.
I mean, they did outnumber us by a lot.
They did outnumber you by a lot, and it would have taken a long time. But instead, gave them mercy and allowed them to flee. In the meantime, you learned that the Mechanicus dig site is down below the Spam Factory and is guarded by the Skitarii, so-called tech zombies, according to Sorja. The Skitarii are also known as the Tech Guard, are the militant arm of the Adeptus Mechanicus, usually composed of cybernetically augmented humans, with the idea being to elevate them beyond the limitations of their mortal form, though results may vary. They are fanatically loyal to whatever their orders have been, having been psycho-indoctrinated to be completely faithful. If they are not talking, if they are not open to negotiation, they may have orders to do so. There may be no option except to fight or sneak or trick your way past them. The winding corridors of the Spam Factory fill you with repulsing disgust.
Oh, that's right. Everything was going bad.
Everything has
And
been going
molding.
bad. Anything that wasn't canned and prepared and sealed has started to rot. Giant vats of fat left open and uncleaned. Giant tubes of meat and meat-like product. It stinks.
It's the kind of thing that would make you very grateful for having given up your nasal orofactories in favor of cleansing apparatus.
Has Sorja done this?
She has.
Excellent. So you know what it smells like, but you can filter it.
Sam is just trying not to puke.
Do our helmets have some sort of breathing apparatus, or are they just kind of old techie?
You have a military-issue gas mask with a limited air supply.
Would it be worth it?
No.
It depends on how you feel about it.
Is it worth it for you?
Speaking of, people with different gear, Sister Ardent has several days worth of air in her helmet, most likely,
That's a lot of
as
air.
well as rebreathers and other tools. It may not be several days. I may need to pull that back and say several hours
That works.
of air in your helmet, as well as a rebreather equipped and a few other things.
Okay, cool.
Your gear can absolutely function as a spacesuit, unlike everybody else's gears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how much air do we have in the generic?
Probably like a few minutes.
Yeah, you probably have a few minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes of air in your gas mask. It's supposed to be used so that in the event of an incoming chemical attack or biological attack, you can strap it on and only have minor injuries sustained. If you were going to be deployed to a more strenuous war zone where there were chemicals involved, they would give you more advanced gear, presumably, maybe, if you're lucky. But that was not the case here.
If they like you mean?
Yes. I don't think they like
I don't think that's factored.
If you will
like
provide much
you.
glory to the Empire.
Yeah, if they don't like you, but if they have it on hand and feel like you deserve it.
Yeah.
As we are incorporating the rules for the storyteller system, it became apparent that my players were rolling too well. And this was not because of their own good luck, but because I was being too lenient with them in the system. And so we have introduced ones. Ones in the storyteller system are allowed to remove successes that you roll from your D10s. So if you roll 3 successes, but you rolled a 1, it's only 2 successes. And if you have more ones than you do any amount of successes, so not just 0, but negative, it becomes what's called a botch. As always, as a storyteller, I reserve the right to see if anything happens in a botch, but potentially terrible things can happen when you botch. And it is open license.
Ain't it great?
All right. So, the spam factory is quite complex as you guys dig into the depths, and this complexity has been made worse by the fact that pipes have ruptured as the product, you hesitate to call it meat, has expanded in some of them and burst through the seams, overflowing into areas. So I'm going to ask you first, how willing are you to venture through areas that are likely poisonous or diseased?
I think that in lieu of us not being, all of us being well equipped for such things, it may behoove us to avoid such areas.
If it's going to stop us in our mission, probably, yeah.
Yep.
So, really quick, just to go back, we have 3 melt-a-bombs.
Okay.
A pack of demolitions, a Vox unit, which is the thing that we need to place, correct?
Vox units are radio that once
It's
we put
what
down
we
the...
do to radio in to have them pick us up, but it won't work until we get rid of the... Yeah.
Okay. And then we have some magazines, a couple more krak and frack grenades.
Yeah. I think we at
I
least
used
used
one of
one
each.
So we're all down to 2 probably. Something like that.
Sounds about right.
And what were melt-a-bombs again?
A melt-a-bomb is a small, as in roughly football-sized, I would say, fusion device. The objective of this is to place it securely on an object, a vehicle, a door, or something, turn it on, and let the raw fury of the sun turn whatever you put it on into a molten pile of slag.
And that's the one we need to run from, right?
Well, you don't want
Once
to
we
be anywhere.
detonate?
You don't want to be anywhere near that. But the one you want to run from is the flare that you all have in order to call in a strike, which
Okay.
obviously will not work anymore now that you're underground.
Okay. Should we place them behind us to make sure that once we're out, this place is legit gone?
This place is much too big to be destroyed with anything that you possess. However, the moment that you lower the shroud and call in your evac, they know exactly where the center of the shroud is, and they are going to turn it into a crater.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why we told the mutants to leave.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Out of
Just trying
some
to-
tiny compassion of our hearts.
Yeah.
Pragmatism.
Pragmatism. Yes, that's what it is.
I think we should keep it in case we need to break through some of the walls or in case they've got a barricade or something.
Okay, so Greg, first and foremost, is going to check to make sure that everything that was given to him is properly placed so he can just grab it and go if needed. And then he is going to take a portion of like a cloth that he has and he's going to tie it around his nose to try and filter out this terrible, emperorly awful smell.
Excellent. So, you are wrapping a piece of cloth, and is this any cloth in particular? Where did you get this from?
I just got it from my pack.
Random handkerchief.
Yeah, just like a handkerchief, and I'm wrapping it around my face.
All
And
right.
I'm going to turn to everyone and say, I suggest you do the same.
Helmet goes on and air filtration goes on too.
My helmet's going to go on
Mhm.
top of that.
I activate my respirator.
Excellent.
I'm gonna see if I find any scrap of fabric, or if I don't find any scrap of fabric, then some sort of, I'm assuming we have some sort of like bandages.
So you're going to raid the medical supplies for a breathing, thing?
I guess so.
All right. Excellent. Thus equipped, I hear that you're avoiding great big piles of curdling meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say that by doing so, I will increase the DC necessary to navigate this place.
So, by piles of meat, are you saying, like, is it just, I don't know, boot
Rotting,
level?
rancid meat.
Yeah.
Imagine a can of Spam,
Mhm.
before it became a can of Spam, that
Mhm.
has gotten infected and gotten exposed to the atmosphere, and it starts to expand as all of that stuff starts to rot and decay, and it has burst through the pipes that it was being pushed through, and just tons, literal tons of it, many thousands of pounds come out of a broken pipe like toothpaste.
Gross.
I don't see any point to trying to walk through that, because
Yeah.
all we're going to do is it's going to be a tripping hazard.
Mhm.
We're going to get gunk on our boots, which normally isn't a problem, but if we don't know where we're going and we're trying to sneak, having squishy, well, I was going to say guts, but that's a battlefield, not necessarily this, but similar aspect. The
Yeah.
squishy noises aren't going to be a good thing.
Greg takes one look at it and goes, absolutely not. We're going around. This is damaging to our health. This is damaging to our weapons. This is damaging to our clothes. No, absolutely not. And he's going to start walking around the piles.
All right. So, I will give you all some options about what skill you would like to use to navigate the factory. One option would be your knowledge of technology and how things are set up in order to navigate. One option would be your streetwise knowledge of how Imperial buildings are generally set up for the average civilian navigating them. Let's see, what would be another good one?
Awareness?
Survival.
Survival, if you were trying to maybe track where the mutants have been and haven't been, but I don't think in this case that it will really help you navigate this iron jungle.
Okay.
Do we see any safety? I know this might be a bad question to ask in this world, but do we see any like maps of the warehouse? Do we see any safety gear? Do we see anything on the walls that would at least tell us roughly where we are and or where we're going?
Will you roll me a bureaucracy plus intelligence check? And I am calling for bureaucracy because these things do exist, and knowing where they are is a matter of understanding bureaucracy.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty will be difficulty 6.
Yeah, I got one exploding. So I got 2 successes. I'm sorry. Because I got a 1.
Excellent. Perfect. You find a map that is somewhat scummy and gross and shows a small image of the area depicted on it. It will take you some time to decipher it and discern it if you want to make use of it.
Yeah, I'm going to motion to the group. Over here. I found something that'll help us.
Oh, really? What is it?
A map.
Oh, perfect.
Very convenient of them to have put one here.
Sometimes these lesser planets don't quite have the safety precautions, but this one looks like it did.
Is there
Indeed.
a clear way down?
To interpret the map will require a check. Let's see, what would be a good roll for this? Interpreting this map.
Academics, please.
So I would say that either academics or streetwise or technology would be available for interpreting this map.
I have a 2 in streetwise.
Same.
Might I assist with technology?
And this will be plus intelligence.
So I have a 5 in academics
All right.
and a 4 in intelligence.
Go for
Is
it,
there any way that
Glorious.
we can do some sort of help action? I can't remember if that exists.
So what I'm going to give you is plus 1 dice per assistant.
Okay.
I will assist you in this.
Okay.
I can assist you with my streetwise.
I'm using technology as my knowledge base.
Do I need to be using something different in order to assist?
No.
Okay, actually, I'm not going to assist with the map. I'll let them, well,
You want to be on the lookout?
I want to be on the
Yeah,
lookout.
that
I
makes
really
sense.
want to look at the map, but I also need to be on lookout, so I'm going to be on lookout.
All right.
So do I get 2 extra dice because Sorja and Sam were helping me?
Yes.
Okay. I get to roll 11 dice, y'all.
Ooh.
You need to borrow a dice?
No, I actually have enough this time.
Oh, hey. Good job.
And they're
Corin.
not D8s.
That did flash through my mind.
And the DC for this is going to be 7
7, okay.
because it's kind of old and scraped up and gunky.
So many dice. Oh, that's okay. Still. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
-3.
So 4 successes.
Oh.
Very nice.
That's a pretty good average.
Mm-hmm. How do we do?
You feel like you have a good handle on how to get down to the next section.
Is the map printed or is it like...
It is printed.
Can we
take
rip
with
it off
us?
the wall?
It is made out of some sort of metal, but yes, you can rip it off the wall.
How big is this?
Yeah.
Is this like
how big is it and how heavy?
It's roughly a foot by foot space. And the metal is, it's like the same metal that you would make signs out of, for street signs and stuff.
I'm going to look at Ardent.
Mm-hmm.
You're husky. Can you pull this off?
Husky.
Sam's giving a look at Gregorius like, really, dude?
David, are there perhaps screws or fasteners?
Yes, there are 2.
I'm sure that Sister Ardent is very capable in being able to remove this wonderful map, but perhaps we might be able to do so quietly. I see fasteners here, and I'm well equipped to this. And I raise one of my mechadendrite mechanical tentacles that are coming out from under my robe, and on it is a multi-tool with a screwdriver of sorts.
Fancy.
That it is. And I would like to use that to unfasten them.
With easy precision, you power through the decades-old screw that has been sitting here holding this fast. And then you take off the other one, and you now have a map of this area.
Here you are, Gregorius.
Thank you.
The map is a little bit greasy, and a little bit dirty, but aside from that,
I do believe that Ardent could have pulled this off by herself, but good job.
Gonna walk past you and be like, husky. Head towards where I'm assuming the stairwell is.
Is she not? She's strong and she's hefty. She's husky. Gosh, I don't understand people. And I'm going to follow.
You just don't call a woman husky.
No matter how powerful they really are.
Mm-hmm.
all right, you all begin heading down. What is going to be your formation?
I'll be behind Ardent.
Okay.
How wide are the walls?
There appears to be several standard issue sizings in here. Some of them for loading machinery, which are quite wide, being 15, 20-foot corridors. Others are frightfully narrow passageways that, Sister Ardent, you're not sure you could even traverse because they're made for maintenance and climbing and things like that. There's a big variety in different ways you could go and how wide the passageways are. In general, though, you can easily have a 10-foot wide space to traverse.
Can we walk 2 by 2
Yeah.
down these hallways, or
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these hallways, like I said, are we're going to go with about 10 feet on average.
Okay.
And so you could easily fit 3 people in that.
can Ardent get through with somebody standing next to her?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So marching order sounds like Ardent,
Greg.
Greg. Sam, do you have preference?
I don't want to lead, so I'll be in the back, I guess.
Okay.
So an important piece of information regarding the power armor worn by the Sisters of Battle. Power armor is incredibly advanced compared to the armor that you all are wearing. It does not look bulkier for the most part. The shoulder pads are much more impressive, but aside from that, it is actually very thin, very form-fitting in a general sense, and it's probably not that much heavier than the equipment that you yourselves are wearing, even though it possesses much, much more advanced and sophisticated equipment in it.
So this is more like Iron Man armor as opposed to like
Gundam wing armor.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's not giant, it's not super big exosuit.
Sister of Battle power armor has a lot in common with what you might imagine from a knight in full plate.
Okay, good to know.
And so it is not this big, massive affair. It is pretty big, but it does not take up nearly as much space as something else.
Okay, so in that case, I would like to be shoulder to shoulder with her because I'm holding up the map. and I have designated myself as the map holder and resident scholar on everything of the spam area.
Okay. You can have that title.
All right.
I will not fight you for that title. Although I will point to the tunnels and inform you of the ones that a husky person might not be able to fit.
Of course. I mean, your armor's too big. And I'm going to go down another corridor.
To be clear on marching order, we have Sister Ardent in front with Private Gregorius.
Next to her.
And then behind them are Sorja and Sam.
Correct.
Excellent. Now, are you going to use the map to navigate?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I have Gregorius roll a academics plus intelligence check?
You should be really good at that.
I'm very good at that. What's the DC?
The DC is going to be 8.
Yikes. Okay. That
This
is
doesn't sound good.
That is a 3 minus 2, so a 1.
Oh.
So you have 1 success.
Yes.
That is still a success.
Hooray! 1 suck, guys.
You're going along. The travel is very slow, though. You almost immediately come to a burst pipe, which dropped several tons of unprocessed meat into your path
Ugh.
at some point earlier,
Gross.
and shattered and destroyed large sections of machinery in its process. So you find a pile of forklift and spam that you decide that you want to circumvent.
Either that or melt a bomb or crack grenade it.
I'm honestly not sure what the
A
result would be of
crack
that.
grenade would not be very effective, but a melt-a-bomb probably would.
Okay.
The stench would be horrendous.
A crack grenade would because it's a small blast designed to pierce barriers and armor against something fluffy like
it would absorb a
spam,
lot. Yeah,
would
that's fair.
absorb a lot of it and just kind of fall back in. It's more of a rock slide thing. If you blew up like some of the support beneath it that it's sitting on, you could drop it into the floor beneath you. On the other
and
hand,
deal with it later.
yeah, you're
Oh,
trying to
no.
go down, so you might come see it again.
Just continue dropping it per level.
I mean, this city's been built upon city upon city upon city. So, I mean, we could just keep dropping it. That's a thing.
Good.
All right.
However, we should probably backtrack or, find another path around this.
You all begin working through another path. Sorja, can I have an awareness plus?
Can I use my cybernetic eyes
Oh,
to maybe be looking in the heat spectrum?
I'd love it if you did so.
So you said awareness.
Plus wits.
1, 2, 3, 4 for wits, and 1 for awareness. 5. Do I get any extra dice for my cybernetic eyes, or is that's just going to allow me to see better, I guess?
So reduce the difficulty by 1
That's
because
perfect.
of
I like it.
cybernetics. So the DC for this will be 5.
Cool. Well, I had many successes. I have 3 successes, an 8, and a 10. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of my 6 dice.
Nice.
5 dice plus exploded.
As you're traveling, trying to circumvent this blockage, you see abruptly that this area you're going through has handprints where heat has been left as somebody seemed to be feeling along the wall. And looking
we
down at the
backtracked?
ground, you can see boot steps and faint heat traces of somebody having passed through here. So you are not truly backtracking. This is an area you haven't been before.
So I'm at the back of the pack, and I'm going to respond. What am I going to call each other? I was going to say troops, friends, associates.
We're not friends.
Yeah, I was like, all of these things are going through my head.
No, we're not.
Soldiers.
Comrades. Someone has been here recently. There are handprints and boot prints. Here, be on your guard.
Okay.
I put a hand on my laser pistol,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
ready to draw it at a moment's notice.
Gregorius, can you roll me intelligence plus academics, DC 8?
Okay.
So many dice.
Oh no. A 1.
A1 or
One
one
success.
success?
1 success.
All right.
Oh.
You all continue making your way forward and then come to another blockage and are forced to backtrack. Sorja,
Mm-hmm.
you see some more of these handprints as you all are backtracking again. But as you pass one of them, you smell a distinctive oil that you haven't smelled in a while. Go ahead and roll me wits plus intelligence.
Okay. 2 attributes together?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm making this part up right now because I'm not sure. This is a memory test.
Oh,
And
sure.
offhandedly, I'm not sure what I would do for memory besides willpower.
Well, I'm totally fine with this. Wits is 4, intelligence is 4 for a total of 8 dice.
The DC is going to be 7.
7. Okay, I had 4 successes, 1 fail, so total sum of 3 successes.
All right, you recognize the smell, and with a flick of your mental actuators, your cognator pulls up an old record that you kept. Master Laborious always used a very particular type of oil when he was working on the servitors, and this is an exact match, which should be incredibly odd since it was a secret formula that he used and didn't share with others.
This is extremely strange. Sam,
What is it?
I sent an oil that is extremely rare and unique in its composition. The specific formula that I recognize from Master Laborious, one of my superiors on Mars. It is extremely unlikely that it should be here,
So your professor is here?
or his works.
So someone stole his inventions?
This is something that was used on the servitors.
Servitors are actual tech zombies.
Oh, okay, yes.
Much more so than Skatari, who still have a
Yeah.
large degree of sentience and, human personality. A servitor is explicitly mind wiped, emotion wiped, and outfitted with a ton of electronics to fit its purpose.
The mindless servitors. Here.
Huh. So either your old professor is here or the servitors that he made got hijacked and brought here.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps there was some communication between Professor Laborious and the Explorator.
Or he could have been reporting back to Mars.
It is an interesting thing that we will have to keep in mind. Let us continue.
All right, another thing to worry about. Lovely.
All right, you all continue on. Can I have the next check?
Still same DC of 8.
DC 8.
Okay. Okay, 2 successes.
All right, very nice. The going is grueling. The atmosphere is foul. You all are tired. It's got to be an hour and a half at least since you've gotten down here. You're beginning to get hungry and your feet hurt. You can, of course, continue pushing on, but you might also take a rest if you wanted.
So, question, how much time has passed since we started the mission and they gave us the time crunch?
So the time crunch has always been as fast as possible.
Right.
So they're not going to start bombing this place until we give the signal.
They cannot accurately bomb the place until you give the signal. It would be an enormous waste of resources to try and inaccurately bomb this territory without the signal being given.
For some reason, I thought we had a 24-hour limit or something.
Sorja told the mutants 12 hours, but that was just
Oh.
arbitrary and
Got
to
it.
expedite things.
That's
Yes.
why this random number showed up in my brain.
And there
Okay.
is a limit in terms of how long before they consider you a lost cause and either send somebody in or look for more drastic measures.
Okay, so how long have we been traversing to this point since the start of our mission?
I would say that you started in the morning and by now it's probably late noon.
Let's stop for a small break.
Let's do it.
All right.
Eat some protein.
Roll a hit dice.
So, since you all are breaking, I'm not going to suggest any sort of penalties for pushing yourselves too hard, and I'm not going to require any rolls on your stamina check. Excellent. Good decision.
So
I
do
figured.
do
was
any
going
of
to
us have
happen.
any health that needs to get fixed up? Are we
Yes.
operating?
But that takes how long? An hour?
It takes a lot longer than that, potentially.
Mhm.
Okay.
Healing, so there is no magic potions in this world.
Mhm.
Right.
Magical rapid healing is the domain of the evil and the debased. Only bad guys get cool stuff and evil space bugs.
Okay.
So I'm only bruised.
Same, which has no penalties at the moment, but it is close to penalty.
Okay. I am also bruised.
I don't think did I get bruised when we hit the vehicle against the gate?
No.
Maybe I didn't mark it.
I
No,
don't
nobody
think,
got-
I don't think
No,
anybody
I
got
was-
hurt.
I was bruised from earlier.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
No.
from like
Healed.
before we started the mission?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't
we
been
got
hurt
hit
yet
in-
then.
We got hit in combat.
I haven't. I am unhurt.
Yeah, we were able to heal, and I think, yeah, I have to go back. I don't
And
remember.
now the storyteller is going to come after me.
Probably.
No. Why would I
No,
do
just the
that?
dice will.
Oh, yeah. The dice will come after me.
Dice tell these sorts of
No,
things.
dice. I treat you so nicely.
All right. You all get up and start moving. Can I have another awareness plus wits check by Sorsha?
Yes. Oh, trouble. What was the difficulty again?
The difficulty is 5.
Oh, good. uh,
How many ones did you get?
I rolled 2 1s and 2 5s
Oh.
for a net of 0.
All right.
Ooh,
You don't
Otherwise, that would have been a botch. A
You-
double botch of.
yikes.
Ugh.
Do botches get worse the more negative you are?
No, they get
Okay.
worse the more vindictive I'm feeling.
We love you,
So,
David.
net
Oh, yes,
zero
we
awareness.
do.
Don't kill our characters unless we deserve it.
You do not see any more of those strange handprints or footprints for the time being. All right, can I have another, possibly the last check by Gregorius?
Can a servitor be leaving those?
A servitor could be leaving those. Anything that leaves a heat signature.
Mhm.
Could
Okay, I
leave
just
them.
didn't know how much of a heat signature they had.
Were the handprints on the floor or the wall?
Go ahead and roll me a technology plus wits.
A difficulty.
The difficulty of this is going to be 6.
Okay, cool. Okay, I had 3 successes and 1 failure for a net of 2.
All right. So you examined some of the prints that were nearby after your stopping for lunch. These looked like they were left within, you'd guess, about 15, 20 minutes before you arrived by a mostly human hand. And it's touching walls and equipment. And then you see much fainter because, the soles of your shoes are going to block out a lot of heat, but the same thing on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, recent travel, again, enough to leave heat signatures. I was just curious as if there was lots of handprints on the floor, that would indicate a certain style of walking and things.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, the servitors may be, tech zombies and such that, but it would be much more animalistic, which is still not out of the range of possibility.
It all depends on the imagination of the Magos creating them.
Yay.
And who knows with this one?
It's a 10-year-old child.
Okay.
We have no
With
idea.
unlimited imagination.
All right. Now, Gregorius.
So I got 3 successes and 1 1, so 2 total.
Excellent. You come at last to an area of the factory that has been completely dissembled. Piece by piece, everything in this area has been cut apart, removed, and shuffled off to the side, and a great drilling operation was performed. This
Okay.
is clearly the work of the Magos and is much more recent than the factory itself.
This is perhaps the work that Thickrug, the mutant upstairs, yes, described, though. The noise and such things.
That one makes sense.
It is a yawning, black, gaping hole going into the earth at about a 45-degree angle. There are no lights. All the lights of the factory do not reach here anymore.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
So have there been lights on as we've been going?
There have been.
Okay.
Oh no.
But we probably have lights of some sort.
On our helmets.
Like lantern
Maybe.
headlights.
Or dark vision.
Storyteller? Lights.
So,
Wait, what? Humans can have dark vision?
No, dark vision glasses.
Night
Oh.
vision. Night vision.
Okay. I was
Yes,
like,
that.
I'm super
Night vision.
confused.
That's what I meant. Night
It's a
vision.
mutation.
I thought we weren't mutants. Oh no.
everybody
Oh,
has
not
a standard
everyone?
issue flashlight of some sort. Once again, just like your armor, it's up for you to decide what it looks like and where it's equipped, whether it's like on your helmet or whether it's a flashlight that you hold and look around with, or whether it's put on your gun.
It's definitely put on one of my mechadendrites.
Excellent.
Mine's on the side of my helmet.
And it is entirely likely that Sister Ardent has built into the aspects of her helmet some night vision.
Probably, but if we're using flashlights, then she doesn't want to use the night vision just yet.
Okay.
So she's probably got a flashlight as well somewhere.
All right.
Gregorius has not attached his to anything. He's just holding it.
Excellent. Continuing down.
Is your flashlight really a book light?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
It's a giant book light with a bendy bendy neck.
Like, it was issued as a flashlight from the military, but
Now
you
it's
just use it
attached.
as a book light.
Oh,
Now it's attached to the book.
yes. You know what? It's attached to a book. It's true. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, I attached it to a
Go
book.
away.
There you go.
Sorry for sidetracking you there.
That's fine.
I like it. All right, you all head down. In the darkness, you can hear,
At the 41st millennium. Sorry.
that would be the grim darkness. This hasn't become grim quite yet in this particular hole, as
Oh,
far
okay.
as you can tell. You can hear a sort of rattling sound that sounds like a tread, perhaps, going over dirt, rolling along it, like maybe a tractor or something. Sorja, abruptly, you detect a heat balloon behind you.
They found us.
I'm going to turn quickly, rifle in hand.
You see a brightly illuminated entity of some sort which is reaching out to you. What do you do?
What?
Fire.
All right. Roll your
We have
attack.
been warned that they are dangerous. I'm going to attack.
As soon as I see Sorja turn around, I'm going to also whip out my las gun and turn around and fire
Perfect.
too.
Can I have you roll a initiative check to see how fast you are on this?
Sure. So for initiative, we said that it was a 1d10 plus our dex and wits, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
My shooting is going to be firearms plus wits, is that correct?
Firearms plus dexterity.
Dexterity, yes.
So let's hear Sorja first.
Ooh. I have rolled 2 10s. Cool. Okay. I went from 3 dice to 5 dice. Difficulty?
The difficulty for this is the standard difficulty for your gun, which I believe for a las gun equivalent is 6.
I have a total of 3 successes.
All right. Everything in your vision lights up and you go temporarily blind,
This green lightning shoots from my las gun.
and the intense heat overloads your thermal vision.
Well, that was smart.
All right. Sam, what did you get
For my initiative,
for your initiative?
9.
9. That's pretty good. You wheel as Sorja turns and fires. And you're fast enough that you ready your gun and look, and you have your light there. And as the lightning dissipates and your eyes go back to normal after the crackle, you don't see anything there. The corridor is entirely empty except for blackened sear marks where the lightning cut and tore at the ground.
Good job. You incinerated it.
Yes, that was the
Sorja,
intent.
was there something there, or I don't see anything?
I'm going to spend a moment, and you said it overloaded my sensors. Are they still gone and I just now have normal vision, or
They are currently
or am I
blinded.
blind?
You are currently blind unless you switch your sensors to something else.
Oh, is this the botch from earlier?
No, it's just
Could be-
a result of using
Okay.
heat vision when using lightning gun. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over. So assuming that I have heat vision as well as night, perhaps, I will go to low light.
Very warm in here right now.
Yeah, going to look around and see if there's any
You're
resulting.
using night vision now?
Yeah.
Your vision is distorted and blurry. It is just all over the place. You see all sorts of electrical artifacts and images. It's like your sensors can't put the image together.
Okay.
And you remember that you're in the shroud,
This is
and electrical imaging of all sorts is problematic, distorted, and completely unreliable.
well, great. So I may have been seeing non-existent ghost images. That's just great. Well, all this going through my head silently. My only response to Sam is, "You didn't see it?"
There's nothing there.
I distinctly saw a hand grasping towards me.
There's nothing there. I don't tell you. I don't even see a body. No signs of anything.
Do I see anything when I look back?
Can you roll me awareness plus wits? And Gregorius as well.
One.
That would be 2.
You all look around and start, trying to see what Sorge is talking about. You don't see anything. However, you do hear that tread noise that was grinding had stopped
Uh-oh. We gotta
and
get
then
moving,
started
guys.
again, and it seems to be coming up the tunnel towards you.
Is there any place where we can, is there
There
side
are.
tunnels?
This tunnel is very straight, very clear with no side tunnels.
How far down are we?
You have been traveling for about 70 feet.
Book it out.
We can go backwards or we can keep moving forwards. Which one do you want to do?
Is
Greg,
it coming towards us?
Yes.
I say back out.
so can we go over it?
We don't know what it is.
So there is something down the passageway below you, which sounds like it has a tread and is moving towards you now.
So is it below us?
Yep.
Or is it down the hallway?
It's ahead of us.
It's ahead of us. Okay.
So the hallway
going-
goes down at a very steep 45-degree angle.
Okay,
And
so
so it is ahead of you, which is down.
Greg is going to turn and say, "Let's go, I have an idea." And I'm going to start running.
Oh,
Back.
You're running
Forward.
towards?
No, back.
Oh,
back.
okay.
You
Okay.
didn't say.
I'm going to do backwards, but
Back the way we came.
back the way we came. But what I want to do is I'm going to detach my light from my book light, and I want to stick it somewhere that we are not. So make it look like we're standing there, but we're actually in another place, and so we can see what happens to the light. Does that make sense? As like a distraction thing.
So at the entrance of the tunnel, and then we can we can hide
Assuming
somewhere
the
else.
rest of us kill lights.
Right.
Oh, yes, that too.
I'm going to move to normal vision and would be using my light, but we are turning them off.
All right. Sorja, as you all start running, you get the distinct smell of Master Laborius's private oil.
I'm beginning to doubt whether this is an actual thing or if this is a hallucination from the machine spirits, and begin a litany of tightening or something like that, something that's mechanical and that brings me comfort, but doing so very quietly.
You all run back up the corridor, and Gregorius, you said that you were going to try and set your flashlight so as to look like basically a decoy.
Yeah. I'm going to set it to the right. And is there anything to the left that we can hide behind?
There is nothing to hide behind besides just going further up the passageway until you get all the way out.
I think that's what we want to do. Is we want to go all the way out and then put the light down.
So you go close all the way out, set the decoy, and then finish going all the way out and hide?
Yes.
We have to be able to still see it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like the decoy is at the mouth of the tunnel.
Anybody who is within line of sight with the tunnel will have to roll hide. If you have your head peeking around the corner to see what happens with the decoy, you could use a mechadendrite, and it would be very easy for it to stay hidden.
Oh, using that for vision?
However, you'd have to trust the mechadendrite's
Yeah, right
vision
now, I am dealing with inner demons and going to keep myself hidden and out of danger sight.
All right, anybody who is staying hidden and out of sight completely does not have to roll. Anybody who is going to be watching the decoy and the darkness to see what happens will have to roll.
Greg's going to pause thinking Sorja is going to use the mechadendrite
Mhm.
and then sees that she's not and going to say, why aren't you using your stuff? This is your
Sorry.
job.
Yes. And I'm going to
Blame the shroud.
just I was doing calculations.
Do them quicker.
And pull my mechadendrite out for visual.
Roll stealth. The difficulty, I believe everybody is hidden except for Sorja's mechadendrite.
I want to peek out.
Oh, all right. So
I was trying to ask what would the roll be.
So the roll is going to be stealth plus dex, and it's going to be difficulty 6.
Okay.
For Sorja, it will be difficulty 4 because you have a tiny little thing.
I have a total of 2 dice for this because I am not stealthy.
With my Da Vinci thing, I can reduce the difficulty by 1. Instead of 6, it'd be a 5?
Exactly.
Cool.
I have 2 successes.
I have 1 success. Rolled a 1, but 2 successes.
What vision augments are you using, Sorja?
I'm going to use standard spectrum, I guess.
That sounds good to me. You'll both be kind of watching at the same time. Go ahead and roll your wits plus awareness.
What's the difficulty on that?
6.
I get to reduce it to 5.
I have 2 successes.
I have 1 success.
All right. You all can hear the heavy tread grinding and rolling along, but can't really see anything in the darkness until abruptly there's a bright flash as a machine gun goes off. Boom, 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 boom. Your flashlight has been turned into smithereens as a large caliber gun goes fully automatic on it and tears it completely apart.
It's okay, I got better ones at home.
By the way, I've turned off my flashlight when I was looking.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mention that before, but I did that.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my... Would this be a crack or a frag grenade? What would be better in case it tries to come at us?
Probably frag.
Okay,
Frag.
Frag is personnel, crack is structure.
Okay, so I'm going to keep a frag in my hand, just ready to go until one of these two tells us to go. And by these two, I mean Sorja and Sam.
Sam, as the flash illuminates, you've never seen one of these in person before, but you have enough of an idea to guess what this is. This is a Skitarii battle servitor. It is a heavily armored, treaded machine operated by a barely human body, reduced to essentially a machine-like intellect. This thing has been heavily cyberized. Its arms are completely replaced, and in their place on one side it has a las gun mounted, and on the other side it has a heavy stubber mounted, which is a somewhat old tech but very reliable heavy machine gun. You know, kind of the type of thing that you put down on an emplacement or the like.
Right.
It rolls on a large tank-like tread, and the whole apparatus is probably about 8 feet tall. Sorja, there's something there, but it keeps twitching and glitching, and all you can see is this kind of shrouded blur image. But you definitely see the area around it light up, and your vision just kind of goes all squirrely as you hear the gunfire, and you can see lights.
And to say quietly to Sam, what are you seeing?
Huge.
Describe it.
It has treads, and it kind of looks like a mech suit, and has a las gun on one arm and some other really scary looking gun on the other, and it looks like man and machine formed together into a grotesque thing.
Sam, as you describe this, you hear a deep electronic voice.
Beginning scan.
And then you see a line come out, which is illuminated by all the dirt and debris and dust in the air, and it begins running itself over the area where the light was, and then begins tracking other areas, clearly looking around to see if it has eliminated its target.
At any point, does it turn its back on us?
It does not turn its back on you. It seems fairly confident that you must be ahead of it, and is scanning to see if there are any survivors.
No bodies found. Target remains.
Gosh darn it.
Gonna throw a frag grenade.
Sounds like we're going to roll initiative.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing.
Which is 1 dice, and add your dex and wits.
Yep.
Okay.
7.
I have 14.
11.
15.
Wow.
You know, I'm actually quite dexterous.
You just really...
I just
Even
can't
this game,
roll
you're rolling
initiative.
bad.
I know, I can't roll initiative.
You need to have that curse looked at one of these days.
Seriously.
You can't have everything. You have the curse of initiative and the blessing of critical hits. It looks like Gregorius is up first. However, it sounds like Sam acted without consulting anyone else. So I think Sam is actually going first here, and then we will enter into normal initiative.
Okay. So I'm going to throw one of my frag grenades that I have.
Go ahead and roll me athletics plus dexterity. The difficulty for this will be... Gregorius, how far away would you have put the flashlight?
I probably would have put it 50 or 60 feet away. Just enough that we can hide but still see what's going on. See some detail.
Seems about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty long throw, but you can definitely make it. So we'll say difficulty 8 to hit your target.
Okay, I reduced that to 7.
You can do it, Sam.
Oh, hey, an exploding.
Hooray!
So far, no ones.
Yeah, don't sound so blasé about that 10.
Okay, 3 successes.
You hear a clank as the grenade bounces off of the servitor. We won't have it explode yet, because grenades don't explode when you hit with them. They explode after a timer. So we'll go on to the actual initiative order now. Gregorius.
Well, Greg was going to throw a rock, so it bounced off something away from us, but I guess he'll stand up and throw the frag grenade.
2 frag grenades.
So you said Dex plus Athletics.
Exactly.
And what's the DC?
I think I said 8.
Yep.
I rolled 3 sevens.
Oh.
I rolled so many sevens today. Okay.
But hey, no ones.
No ones, that is correct. So I got 2 successes.
Hey, that's still really good. Your shot lands, clank, and bounces into the servitor. So a direct hit.
Hooray. And
Woo.
what's damage?
It hasn't gone yet.
Nothing yet,
Okay, got it.
unless you have one heck of an arm.
Right.
Don't even need to wait for the grenade to explode. It just does damage.
Bash his head in with the grenade.
You know, I throw the grenade, you cave his head in. Oh, I don't even need it to go off, I guess.
Quick, grab it before it goes off. Use it again.
Really quick, how far is the explosion radius of a frag grenade?
Frag grenades have fairly significant explosion radius. Is probably on the level of like 10 meters.
We're fine, right? We don't need to move?
10 meters times 3
30
is...
feet?
30 feet, so we're 50 feet away. We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
mean, we
they
might hit
have
debris.
de-escalating levels of damage depending on how far out you are. But I mean, it's
Shrapnel's a
just
thing.
an explosion
Yeah.
with lots of shrapnel.
So is
going
there
everywhere.
anything nearby that I could maybe skip my way over to hide behind, because this thing is going to start pounding where we are?
Oh.
Yeah, it is. We're going to have to split.
The corner is dirt, which means that this thing probably can fire through about 2 or 3 feet worth of it before its bullets are no longer effective. And so by running backwards further, or by hiding behind a lot of the machinery, because remember I said they deassembled a lot of the factory to get in here.
Right.
So hiding behind the pallets and piles of equipment, or going farther down out of the tunnel, are both effective ways to get out of gun range right now.
Okay, so I'm going to go hide behind something that is close enough that I'm fairly certain I won't get hit by, but if I do, it's just a short range.
All right.
Is there anything like a piece of machinery nearby that I could do that?
Yeah, you find a forklift.
Okay, I'm going to hide behind a forklift, and I'm going to ready my gun.
Do you have your forklift driving license?
Nope.
It's okay, neither
Actually, does the forklift look operational at all?
Yes.
do I.
Oh.
Not that you have a good eye for forklifts, but you would assume so.
So before I go, I'm going to point and say, Sorja, forklift, and I'm going to run towards the forklift. Sorry, not Sorja.
Yeah,
Sam.
just like, yes.
That is unlikely.
So sorry. So, Sam, forklift, if you need a ride, and I'm going to run towards it.
Sam's eyes light up.
Sorja. There's a shadowy form and bright flashes of distorted light.
I'm going to wait for the frag grenade to go off.
Oh, did someone throw frag grenades?
Yeah, I think so.
Did they?
Oh, no.
You can't see them. So unless you picked up with your ears, go ahead and roll me difficulty 9,
Oh.
awareness plus wits to tell that that was a frag grenade or 2 that went by.
Oh, man.
Hey, I got nothing.
All right.
Out of 5 dice, I got nothing.
You can hear commotion from your allies, and you hear a lot of clanking noises, but you also hear a machine with treads, so the clanking is not all that obvious. You just don't pick up on it.
Having electronic eyes means that I'm going to be blind throughout this entire thing,
But you did hear Greg mention a forklift to Sam.
which is extremely useful.
Yeah, no.
So useful.
I'm
for
going to
Sorja.
poke out and see if I can see said forklift, because that's probably where I need to shoot.
All right.
Oh no, you're gonna shoot Greg.
Oh no.
Go ahead and roll me willpower.
I have 3 currently, so I'm rolling 3 dice.
You roll your maximum, I believe. I don't think it goes down, does it, as you
Well, I have a
use it?
permanent of 4, but I was down 1 because of something or another.
I do not believe you reduced the number. If you remember reading it that way, then maybe I'm just forgetting. But
I don't know.
I
I thought
think you
that I
rolled
had
4.
like spend a willpower or something like that.
Yes,
You
you
had.
did. You did. That's your
Okay.
willpower to spend, but you still roll with your max,
okay.
I believe.
As soon as you run out, then you can't roll.
I am rolling 4 dice. 6 is our difficulty.
So the difficulty is just 6 on
Okay,
this.
I have 1 success.
You see the
Hopefully, yay.
forklift, a horrifying transformer-like monster with a forklift fangs for teeth that kind of, stomps and wanders about. However, something's off because you don't hear it. Your success here tells you that there's an incongruity and that you may not be seeing the real thing.
Yeah, I am going to clock that and hold off on my firing then. I have the rifle out and was fully intent on shooting at said monstrosity, but I clocked that. So I will wait.
It is now Sam.
I'm running to that forklift.
The fanged monstrosity.
You get to the forklift.
Can I see if I can operate it? Like, is there something to turn it on?
This forklift appears to be a Gark's World standard piece of technology. It has no keys for the ignition because they just don't need keys for the ignition on this one, you suppose. And it does appear to be fully operational. It needs to be turned on, but that's a easy, turn of a
I
lever.
turn it on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And this grin is on Sam's face.
The forklift roars to life. Down the corridor you hear,
Enemy is using vehicles. Use extreme prejudice.
Just like I will be.
the forklift begins to slowly beep, beep, beep as it moves forward.
Does it have the 2 prongs that jut out from front that help lift crates and stuff?
Yep.
So I'm going to find the mechanism to lift those up a bit so that they're not on the ground.
This will be a driving test.
I'll drive plus what?
Drive plus, I think in this case, plus wits.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty for this, it's a forklift in an intense situation. We'll say that forklifts are fairly easy, but 7 for this.
Reduced to 6. Oh, good. 1 success.
Excellent.
Roll 6.
That's all you need.
Yes.
You lift it up and you get the thing moving in proper order.
Let's go hunt some crazy mech droid things.
The forklift cannot really ram rapidly, but it can
That's
move.
okay.
Because, they really don't want forklifts ramming things.
Right.
For some odd reason.
How fast can a forklift go? Gonna Google
I
that.
think some of them
You
can
should
go
know-
fairly quickly.
Some of them can. You should Google it, though. So Sam is doing that. Sister Ardent.
Hey, I go before the monster.
You do. It rolled terribly.
Oh, good.
Hooray.
Wow.
Yeah. I am going to tell Sorja to take cover and to stay down, and I'm going to shoot the battle servitor. There's no lights in here right now.
The battle servitor is emitting a number of small little lights from its sensors currently as it's scanning, but it itself is generally in darkness. So you are going to be at +1 difficulty to shoot it simply because you can't see precision locations on it.
Does my night vision? No,
Are you going to trust the night vision?
I hadn't thought about it, but there's lights. The lights would blind me. So I'm not going to use night vision. I'm just going to shoot it. It's relatively big.
Mm-hmm. It's about 8 feet tall, has a tank treads for a base instead of legs.
This would be really awkward if I couldn't shoot it.
In 40k logic, Sisters of Battle are 3+ to hit. That means you miss on a 1 and a 2.
I take my bolt gun out. It has a difficulty 7, so you're saying it's a difficulty 8 now?
Except you're in power armor.
Except I'm in power armor, which
Reduces
makes it...
the difficulty of firing guns by 1.
Nice.
But I also have a -2 to... everything but fighting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, your difficulty 7 to hit it.
Okay, I've got 3 decks. I've got 5 in firearms.
It's a very satisfying noise.
Yeah.
It is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Woo!
It got 1 to dodge, but you got 6 to hit. Now roll for damage. And this is going to be, it reduces you by 1, so 5, and then you have, so it's going to be 4 overflow. So it's going to be the damage of your bolt gun plus 4 extra dice. The success is 6. Basically, damage is always going to be 6 unless there's something weird going on.
6 damage.
It absorbs 5 of it, and you get 1 through.
Hooray!
Go, Sister Ardent.
You have put it into the bruised category.
Yay!
It is not yet suffering penalties.
And then I'm going to duck and cover Sorja. Does Sorja tell Ardent that she can't see anything?
Yeah, it's the shroud. It's messing with my eyes.
Stay down. They've set off 2 frag grenades.
Affirmative.
Because you're focusing on Sorja, Ardent, can I have you roll wits plus insight? And the difficulty is going to be 8 because in addition to being in the middle of a firefight, she also is a robed and hooded tech priest.
Kayla's making sad faces at me, holding her lonely 2 dice.
2 dice.
Oh.
Remember, you can spend willpower if you really want to succeed on something, but
Can you recover willpower?
you can. So do you look at the top of the chart?
Mm-hmm.
You see where it says nature?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By fulfilling your nature and reminding me, the storyteller, about it, you can recover willpower.
Oh. Cool. Good to know.
So if you were doing willpower, you don't roll your willpower, you add 1 success.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and we'll just roll normal. That's a botch.
All right.
Yay.
no.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you anything yay or nay on this. Sorja is obviously suffering from the shroud, trying to deal with the lighting conditions out here, but aside from that, you don't pick up anything. You do not have any special insight into the fact that Sorja is having something of a mental breakdown here.
Just going mad. No big deal.
Too bad this isn't an awareness
We're all
check.
going mad here.
I have dice and awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go on.
So you hit the thing and then you move to cover Sorja. The combat servitor.
Explosives detected. Engaging countermeasures.
It's going to attempt to dodge. It's not very good at dodge, but it can attempt it.
Hooray!
It begins wheeling itself rapidly out of the way as the bombs go off. Both of you, if you could roll 6 dice.
Ooh. 6 for the difficulty.
Yes, the difficulty for this would be 6.
1.
And we're still counting ones as bad.
We are.
-1.
Oh. Oh.
A botch?
Yeah.
Your grenade doesn't go off.
Oh, lovely.
no.
It's a dead one.
Not right now, anyways.
Yeah, it may not
Yet.
be.
Lovely.
So the battle servitor barely manages to slough it off with its armor. The heavy plating that it uses is just too thick, and the grenade doesn't really impact it much. Possibly blinding it a little bit, but you're not sure. It now takes its turn. It knows where you are. You see a quick calculating beam come out as it measures the distance and takes a guess as to how thick the dirt ought to be, and begins to just pile bullets attempting to pierce the dirt and hit Sorja and Ardent.
Oh no.
How does cover work?
Basically, in this case, it's giving you extra points of armor.
So I am giving extra points of armor to Sorja.
Right.
Thank you.
That's why I have power armor.
The dirt is going to provide 1 point of structure because the dirt has no weak points.
Ah, yes. That makes sense.
On Sister Ardent, it got 3 successes, and then on Sorja, it got 4 successes to hit. Go ahead and roll your armor, Sister Ardent, and remember that you have +1 structure.
How does structure work?
You have 1 automatic success.
So if I have a structure of 2, then I have 3 automatic successes in total.
Yes. The difficulty is just going to be 6.
I have 3 successes. Walk me through. There's damage coming into me. I have 3 successes, so if you roll 3...
Then you would take no damage.
If I do a willpower now to protect me, would it also impact Sorja theoretically?
No, that would be a different willpower usage.
Okay. If I use willpower here, it would up me to 4, right?
Right.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and up that to 4.
Now, normally you're supposed to do this beforehand, but in this case, because the tensions are high, I'll allow it. So you spent a willpower to get an automatic success?
Yep.
Sister Ardent. A hailstorm of bullets cuts through. Large caliber rounds fired from a heavy stubber. These things are very deadly, but not very penetrating compared to modern rounds. You take 4 points of damage after everything. So that is, after your structure and everything else.
Oof.
I am mauled.
2 away from incapacitated.
You can see blood as the bullets hit and rip through the armor in weaker places and, kind of ricochet and tear as they go through.
So I'm rolling
You
armor.
are rolling your armor, and you have an automatic success from the structure.
1 structure from flak armor, 1 structure from the dirt.
How much for me?
To protect him, that would be a resolve plus athletics. And every success you get will give him a point of armor.
Cool.
Can I use willpower on this?
You can.
Ooh, okay. This is really bad. Can I use 2 willpower?
No.
Okay. 1 willpower is... Oh, yeah, that's right, because you can only use 1. Okay.
The difficulty for this is going to be 7, because jumping in front of somebody for bullets is...
Well, that's even.
All right. So no successes either
No
way.
Not even a willpower, because I got a -1.
So Ardent tries to shield you, but the idea of throwing herself in front of bullets is just hard to stomach.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a total of 3 successes.
That means that you're going to take 4 damage.
Not really.
No, I think we're
no.
So
both sitting
I'm
at
at the same
mauled.
spot.
Yeah, we're both sitting at -2.
Mauled. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
This thing just unloads probably 100 bullets as it just tears into the area.
Die! Enemies of the Omnissiah will die in fire and rage.
What's the Omnissiah?
It's the god of the Mechanicus and or the Emperor.
Not specifically the Emperor, but also the Emperor.
Exactly. I'm sure the Omnissiah is a avatar and aspect of the Emperor as, revealed to the Mechanicus in the guise of the engineer.
So quite ironic and terrible that it's shooting a mech priest.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. This is a heresy, undoubtedly. This is a faulty machine.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Either
going
that
to,
or it's just obeying somebody else's orders. Another Magos. It is now, Gregorius, your turn.
Sam got in the forklift and started going, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. I'm going to move just a little bit. Do I know if bullets will actually work on this thing?
Underneath that hardened exoskeleton of steel, ceramite, and probably adamantium studs is a living, probably beating human heart. There's a guy in there somewhere under thick metal plating.
So I'm going to... I'll put my gun down and I'll throw another frag. Because that seemed to have worked before.
Excellent.
Not for me.
certainly is distracting, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Make your athletics plus dexterity check. This thing has moved a little bit closer, so the DC is only going to be 7 now.
Good. I got 1 success.
It lands near it.
Is there anything else I can go hide behind?
This thing is starting to come up close to the mouth of the area. So you have to go a little bit further afield to find something to hide, but you can do so. You find a pile of concrete pipes.
I will go behind the pile of pipes, hoping that the giant forklift coming at it will distract it enough that it won't necessarily see me going there. And that's the end of my turn.
Sorja.
I've got a gambit.
Okay.
It having invoked the name of the Omnissiah, I will do so as well. And I'm going to step out and present myself in my robes of Mechanicus. This is probably a terrible, terrible idea, and I'm going to get gunned down.
Before you do so, go ahead and roll technology plus background.
Would this gambit work? Essentially is what I'm figuring
Yes,
it out before I
yes.
do the thing. That's reasonable.
The DC is gonna be 6 for this.
3 10s there.
Ooh.
Add a couple more.
Nice.
5 successes.
Skitarii legions are very clearly programmed so that when given commands, the Magos in charge of them has the ability, not always invoked, but the ability to do so, to essentially make their word the will of God as far as these people are concerned. A servitor is not a being with personality, and it will follow the will of its Magos ruthlessly and relentlessly. If it has been given the order to deal with intruders, potentially regardless of who they are, and frankly, the Magi of Mars are very... There's a lot of infighting that can go on.
Okay, so.
And they do not make broad, unless it's, somebody from the Adeptus Mechanicus statements most of the time on these.
Yeah.
Standing in front of it is likely just a bad idea.
Okay. That was a thought. A bad idea. And I will refrain from standing up and going down in a blaze of glory and hide.
Excellent.
We need to hide towards some of the heavy machinery.
Yeah. Is there any machinery behind us that we might be able to retreat to?
Go ahead and roll me a willpower check. DC 6.
2 successes.
You manage to pick out some machinery. The ground around you is kind of warping and twisting as you attempt to look at it. Almost like the more you try and focus on it, the less certain it becomes.
Okay. In that case, I might try just closing my eyes, essentially, and going.
Okay, turning off your sensors.
Yeah. So, okay, it's this general area, and I'm just going to go until I hit the thing and then go around behind it.
Now, which sensors are you turning off?
Visual.
Weird smells are still coming in, but your world becomes much more clear and understandable as soon as you turn off your visual sensors. Things make a lot more sense. Information coming in from your non-mechanical devices, these organs you haven't had replaced, are not being affected by the shroud at all.
Okay, so my ears are good.
Mm-hmm. And you run until you clank into something with your helmet.
And then scramble
behind it in order to do it. The rest of you see Sorja kind of, run, stumble with, their hands and mechadendrites out before them and kind of scrabble over some bits and pieces of machinery and other devices and objects. Not very gracefully. It is now Sam.
Driving that forklift.
Yeah.
All right. You are driving it into the teeth of danger, as it were.
Yep.
So I would like to have Resolve plus Drive.
For the glory of the Emperor!
The DC is going to be 6 for this.
Reduced to 5. So far, all successes. And an exploding 10. 4 successes.
Nice.
The servitor sees you.
Enemy vehicle identified. Exterminating.
Oh no.
But it is actually going to try and dodge you first.
There's also a grenade on the ground somewhere.
It didn't go off. I'm assuming it's dead.
There's another grenade on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It does not dodge you. You had 4 successes, so 3 of them are going to go into overflow. Forklifts are pretty big and heavy.
Is this a stand-up or a sit-down forklift?
Tell me the difference in impact.
Sit down are probably heavier.
Yeah, sit-down would probably be heavier, but stand-up, if she tried to get out of the way, they have dead man's switches on the bottom. So if you step off of it, the forklift starts slowing down. The power will go off.
This one does not have any kind of dead man switch for that sort of
safety
safety.
here.
I think that's what it's called, the dead man switch, right? Or
Yeah.
is it if you step off? Yeah.
They have them on trains too.
I'm going to say that because of the sheer weight of this thing, this is going to be a lot of dice.
Yeah. So it's a sit-down.
Go ahead and grab yourself. Base damage is going to be 12. So 15 in total.
15 dice.
15 dice.
I need to borrow dice, y'all.
Because
How
this
much
thing,
dice do you need?
This
I need 5
thing
more
did
dice.
not dodge you, and you are
Just give
quite
you your
heavy.
Yours back.
And
Oh.
because it is heavy and cannot easily be knocked over because it has treads, you are going to hit this thing quite hard.
Yeah.
What is the DC?
6. And damage is not modified by your Da Vinci check.
Right. So that is a total of 2 successes.
2
Wow.
on 15 dice.
Yeah, I rolled a lot of medium numbers and then rolled like 3 ones.
Oh.
And
Uh-huh.
yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, you did curse yourself with the dice earlier.
I kind of did, I guess.
Well, in a glorious degree of turnabout, it botches its armor save.
Oh, yeah.
With incredible force, you ram this thing and don't do nearly as much as you would have expected. You think you accidentally caught under its gun arm, and you lift it up off the ground. You pin it to the wall,
That's a
Yeah.
good place for
Pin
but
it.
you didn't actually hurt it.
Gosh dang.
Well, I mean, you kind of bumped and bruised it a little bit, but it starts rotating, and its treads are just spinning in circles, but because they're not on the ground, it's stuck. You have disabled it.
Yes. Okay, I've done something.
Really quick, can we talk out of turn?
So at this point, the combat is frankly over because it can't fight you unless you walk in front of its gun.
But there are live frag grenades on the ground.
Yeah, those are going to go off.
Sam, move!
Sam,
Okay.
if you move with the forklift, you're in trouble because it'll come down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If
Leave
you,
it be.
If you run
Eject.
without the forklift,
Yeah,
if you hide behind the forklift,
I would probably do that.
roll me athletics plus dexterity.
That's
DC 6.
Okay, reduce to 5. 3 successes.
And roll armor.
3 successes.
The grenade goes off and your ears are ringing. Fortunately, you have ear protection. The creature takes the blast.
What's the DC?
Just 6.
3.
The creature is ripped some more by this and has taken between the forklift and all the under injuries. It is now wounded.
Hooray.
However, the combat is over because it can't actually reach you. It's pinned. The forklift, by the way, dies.
May it rest in peace.
It
It
gets
has
hit.
served us well.
It gets hit by a fair amount of shrapnel from that grenade, and it is not all that well armored. As in, it's not supposed to be armored at all.
Right, right.
The area is silent, except for the loud, obnoxious noises of the servitor, which do not stop as it proceeds to loudly proclaim your imminent death and doom again and again and again, while also its treads are going
Just coup de grace it.
Yeah, we should just coup de grace this thing. Put it out of its misery.
So just take las guns and just keep blasting it? Like, what do you mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Pew pew, pew pew.
You guys volley point blank into it with las guns, lightning, and bolter, and after a moment, it dies.
Hooray.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Oh wait, those are the orcs. Oh well.
Ah!
Ah! The yawning darkness awaits you.
Sorja, is your stuff still wonky?
My vision is not going to be reliable.
Greg, without even looking, just holds out his hand. I'll lead you.
Thank you, Greg.
She can't see your hand.
I grab your shoulder.
At the bottom of this area, you all find a pair of corpses belonging to Skitarii troopers. They have clearly been killed by fully automatic heavy stubber fire.
Why was it fighting itself? That's what it looks like, right? They're supposedly supposed to be on the same team.
Same team.
Mm-hmm. That is strange.
Sorja, you know enough to put it together. You can't tell what you're looking at when you're using your systems this close to the shroud.
Oh no.
The servitor
Uh,
might have lost the ability to use its systems while working in the shroud.
I suspect that the servitor has gone essentially mad. I was certainly seeing strange ghost-like images. It's a wonder that it was able to see and detect us and act responsibly.
By the way, do we have a ride out of here?
Your ride out of here will be the radio when you
Yeah.
turn off the shroud.
We have to turn off the shroud.
I meant like a ride to get out of this horribly smelling, rotting factory as quick as possible.
Yeah, we gotta turn off the shroud. Come on, Gregorius. Get it together.
Activate my visuals, but just not act on anything, and the rest do. Just accept that there's going to be weird stuff going on.
It is all over the place. It's distorted. It's weird. Everything is just bizarre.
It may not be worth it right now. Sounds like it might be headache-inducing.
I'm going to be one of the ones who's going to be able to identify the shroud generator.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever the wonkiness happens the most frequently, that's where the shroud is?
Does it seem to be like that? Is it getting worse as we get closer?
Not noticeably,
I mean, we could turn on the
unfortunately.
radio and we could go, it'll be a Geiger counter.
You turn on the radio, and it's like, yeah, and you think you hear a voice. Hey.
What the heck?
Bananas.
It's the machine spirits. They're
Oh.
unquieted.
Help me.
Put me out of my misery.
Apples.
So you come upon a Explorator base camp. There are a number of advanced structures, tents, and everything else stuck out here. A number of heavy mining equipment all around you. You can see mining tools and what looks like unburied buildings of some sort, probably ancient Gark's World inhabitants or something. You'd have to spend time looking at it, which I assume none of you are.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
we're single-minded at this point.
I would like to grab up as much as I can of anything that looks of import, mostly of the written text.
Okay, so everyone except Gregorius.
I let go of Sorja's arm and I forget about basically
I've probably
all of
grabbed
that.
onto the back of Mr. Ardent.
So do you have a technology rating?
I don't think I do.
Go ahead and roll me wits plus academics. Basically, this is your ability to look at something and say, I'll bet this is important, without actually looking at it.
What's the...
9.
I got 4 successes and one of my exploding dice exploded twice.
Very nice. That's impressive for a DC 9.
Yeah.
We're going to probably need Sorja in some way, shape, or form in order to identify what is the shroud. So, Sorja is blind, but other people can describe things.
Not blind, just hallucinating.
Just hallucinating.
So yeah, Greg's gonna go through and describing what everything is and...
Confirming this with what I can see. You obviously can't see the fish. That's not real.
This
Fish?
is going to be...
Hold on.
Yes,
Fish?
It is fish.
What kind of fish?
It's got way too many fins.
So this is going to be
Never mind.
charisma plus persuasion on the part of either Sam or Ardent.
I have a total of 9.
And you get... Ooh. Sam then. And you get +1 for Ardent helping you. And this is you describing the things you see and trying to say it in a way that is coherent enough that Sorja can identify what you're looking at.
So there's this doohickey with all these lights.
Uh-huh.
No, that's probably
That's
what
irrelevant.
Ardent's saying. It was charisma plus persuade. Wait.
Yep, charisma plus persuasion.
I am glad I can give you a success or a +1 die with my 2.
Greg is absolutely fixated on this fish. Do you smell it?
You'd be like,
Do you hear
Gregorius.
it?
I probably do smell it because my...
Where?
Gregorius, that's not what the shroud
This
is
is
not a
absolutely
The DC
important.
would have been 7. However, because of the fish that Greg is fixating on, it's 8. So you would...
Where is it? Where am I going?
Ardent is going to try to tell Gregorius to just shush.
No.
Shush.
If this is real, I need to find it immediately. And I'm just going to start going through stuff.
Okay, hold on. Quick question. So with Sister Ardent helping me, that's an extra dice?
Exactly.
Okay, I need to roll one more. Please roll an 8 or higher. Okay. Total of 0.
All right.
Oh, no.
But it's 2 fish. It's... Nope. One's a fox now.
No. It's focus on the fish.
At
This is just...
Where
it's-
is it? Point.
I point in 3 directions.
I am going to all 3 directions and I am looking for these fish. Do I find fish?
No.
Can I point to the farthest corner of the room? Sorja thinks she saw it over there.
I immediately run.
Okay. Can we do it again without Gregorius? Do we get another
All
roll?
right, go again.
Okay, go again. Hurry.
Sorja, you see your father sitting over in the corner.
Just like, huh? Okay.
Can I confirm no one's in the corner?
There is something sitting over in the corner.
Someone.
It looks like someone. Someone wearing red robes.
Well, that's kind of important.
That's something that you would probably see. And
Okay, you ready for this?
Ready.
7 successes.
there we go.
Yes.
Whoa.
3 exploding 10s.
Wow.
Nice.
And no 1s. Holla frickin' Luya.
All right. There is a large sphere with all sorts of tubes and pipes coming out of it and all sorts of data processing pieces. There is what is it called? Is it a punch machine? You know, the old thing where you printed out data information.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That feeds out information, and there's all these just bits and pieces of it. And when you hear it, you say, this sounds way too much like a jammer. This has got to be, his shroud, this whatever this Magos was working on.
This is a different configuration, but this is likely the thing.
Right.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Put the explosive on it.
It's weird. It's bedecked with all these servo skull type things, which are just like inset into its sides. And some of them, like their little laser eyes, like turn and look at you as you get close to it.
Thoroughly weirded out.
Ardent has seen some weird things that she doesn't consider weird anymore. This is weird.
If you plug into it, you will be able to interface with it without being able to see. It is, of course, potential that he was very secretive and put some sort of defense on it.
Yeah, there's likely countermeasures or something like that.
Another way to do so, and likely somewhat safer, would be if you had his machinator array, which was going to be on his person, although that will undoubtedly have some sort of defenses as well. Alternatively, I hear bombs are good.
Yeah, we are well equipped for that bit. I really would love to have his research. I want to make one attempt here to try and avoid countermeasures, essentially trying to get a data dump.
Will, at mauled -2, does that affect mental stats too?
Yes.
Okay.
Noted.
Arden, where's the fish?
She said it swam toward, it just swam over to the other corner.
Is that the corner where the person is?
Sure.
I'm going to start going over there and go, whoa, 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 who are you?
Roll me technology plus intelligence.
So
Difficulty,
this is for
you've never encountered this particular piece before, so difficulty 8. And remember your penalties. These penalties just remove dice that you have available. Gregorius, you go over to this person.
Where is the fish?
The person you see is clearly dead and has been so for a while. They are covered in pipes and tubes and other sorts of bits of technology and implants implanted into their skin. However, they look like in their final moments they had started ripping them out. Their fingers are just full of torn wires and blood that is just dried and crusted as they tore them out. They have a look on their face of just extreme agony. In the side of their head, there is a weird hole.
Like a bullet hole?
Or las blast.
A las blast would burn and a bullet would crack or shatter. And this hole is neither.
Ew.
This guy clearly looks like he had some sort of like hospital psychosis where he just starts pulling tubes out.
Looks like he attempted to rip his own cybernetics out.
Probably when he engaged the shroud, it drove him mad.
Sorja?
Plugging in.
Sorja is
I
not
would
listening
not-
to you.
I would not recommend.
What did you get?
I got a net of 1 success.
You will need to roll willpower.
Arden's just putting the explosives on.
I have a total of 1 success.
You encounter something that has to be a machine spirit. There is something incredibly heretical. This machine spirit is way too fast, way too smart, and way too cognizant of you. You meet its mind, and you have never encountered something this comprehensive before. This is absolutely a forbidden technology, whatever this is. Like, this almost feels like you're communicating, interacting with another Magos, which means that this is absolutely a forbidden technology. There are no Magi here.
Gut instinct is to bolt, but second thoughts is to delve. I know there's a bunch of weird things. This is forbidden. This is not acceptable. It must be destroyed. And I'm going to disengage and then back away, like hands warding, and probably like tumble over equipment on the floor.
you back away. And you are making your wards, you are raising your, sacred signs of the firewall and all these other things. And you do not know for sure whether or not you left without tainting yourself or not. So under whatever, do you see on your character sheet?
Yes, the whatever scale.
Fill in whatever on the first dot.
Cool.
For a second was like, did you forget what you're calling it? Oh no, there actually is a whatever
Yes.
on our character sheets.
For Sorja, replace whatever with techno heresy.
Oh.
Low key, when I started this, I kind of felt this is where she would end up anyways.
So you planned for this.
So this is not outside the realm of the original build.
Join Sam in rebellion.
So the rest of the
Gregorius,
party
man. Bunch
sees
of rebels here.
Sorja back up from this machine and make signs of protection and warding as she does so.
Yeah, this guy, psychosis, start pulling tubes out.
Oh, he has done something terrible here. This is beyond awful. We destroy it. Kill it.
Let's do it.
You all set the bombs.
Yeah, as long as it takes to set up the bomb, I'm going to start grabbing books.
While Greg is grabbing bombs with the 2 minutes or so, or sorry,
Bombs?
Because that's
grabbing
apparently what it
books.
looks like to my vision.
Sorja,
All the
Good.
fishes.
Yes, Greg, gather the explosives.
Yes, here's mine. And
There's
I'm just,
more.
Yeah, here, take all of them. It makes more room in my bag for books.
the image of the shroud machine has solidified in your mind, Sorja, but not as a machine like you would understand. It looks an awful lot like that shade glitched artifact that you saw when you looked at the servitor. That same image has just replaced where the shroud ought to be, and it is slowly, pixel by pixel, becoming more clear as it twitches and shifts
You probably
and
shouldn't
comes
look
closer and closer into alignment.
I am going to stand firm and observe it and witness its terrible, and try as you will not succeed here.
Is it gonna assemble faster than me putting it together?
Sister Ardent, you're able to assemble the bombs fairly quickly.
Okay.
You all have practiced this, you and Sam, on how to do bombs before. This is part of your basic training. And so it will be done in 1 minute,
Sweet.
which means that if you'd like to give Gregorius another minute, it
Nope.
will involve you twiddling your thumbs. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
As much as Greg really likes literature, if Sorja is this freaked out, it's probably not good. So I'm going to grab whatever I can in 60 seconds and then just bolt.
All
I
right.
have leveled
5,
my
4, 3, 2.
One more runner, I got it. Okay, let's go.
Like, we're gonna have words about the books that you grabbed.
Great. I'll read them to you.
I think they should
Let's
be
go.
burned. They're heretical.
Let's go.
All right, you all run back up the way, and once you are certain that you're a safe distance, plus a little because the Magos might have had something weird down there,
Probably did.
Yeah.
you detonate it. There is a loud, terrific boom that can be heard through the spam factory, and then everything goes silent. Sorja, your vision clears up. There is no hint nor trace of any of the weirdness that you saw.
You good now?
Oh,
Yeah,
praise the Emperor.
that's-
Thank heavens.
Huh.
Your radio immediately starts up, and you hear an operator on the other end saying,
Kill team, this is the operator. Kill team, we see that the shroud has disappeared. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. This is Kill Team.
Let us know when you are at a position where we can pick you up, and then give us your coordinates so that we can retrieve you.
affirmative.
Right away.
Stay on the line with me, and I'll make sure that we can see you to safety. Let me know about anything coming in. We'll try and provide you fire support. We have birds in the air over the shroud area, and we are going to bring it to the enemy in the name of the Emperor.
In the name of the Emperor.
Praise the Emperor.
as you all run, and it takes a long time to get out of the spam factory, you can hear, even from within here, the massive explosive sounds in the distance as artillery and aircraft bombardments begin to occur. The orcs and the Imperium begin fighting over the shrouded area as the Imperium sweeps in and cuts off the orc retreat. You all manage to make it back out.
Yay!
And you all manage to get to a location a safe distance away from the factory.
Flares.
You set out your flares and your coordinates, and before long, a Valkyrie ship sweeps into the area. A Valkyrie is sort of like a helicopter. It doesn't have propellers, so in that way it's kind of like a jet, but it's a vertical takeoff and landing craft. Inside of it, there is a recovery team and plenty of space for you all. They drop down and land so that you can get on. While this is going on, a terrific bombardment lands on the factory. And it goes up in a plume of smoke as shell after shell lands on it, destroying the entire edifice and making sure that that shroud and anything relating to it stays off.
Good riddance.
We're going to end there.
Yeah.
Woo, thank
Very
you,
cool.
David.
Power Word Crit is directed by Corin Sparks and edited by Ashlyn McGregor. If you enjoyed our episode, be sure to tell your favorite kobold about us, follow us on Facebook, tweet us at PowerWordCrit, send us an email at powerwordcrit@gmail.com, or check out our website, powerwordcrit.com, for character art and bios.